Oh. Oh, Mutamona! Your boy didn't press. He did not press drive. He did not press drive, and he is now in the pits. Unlucky. Unlucky. That was the wrong button. So let's focus on a little bit back. Back enough that we can see the front car, but back enough that we don't have to dive back quite as much to get to where the carnage will inevitably be.
Green light, go, go, go.
So pretty chill into the first corner so far. We don't have too much going on. Oh, look at that. Everyone gets around clean. That's pretty good. Go back. There's a little bit of scrapping here. Lamborghini getting... Oh, there we go. We've got a spinner in the back. Porsche going round. And then as we come back down to the front, Brenning is still in the lead, doing pretty well. Got Hughes coming in second, followed by Hudson, Joseph, Garcia, Daly, Jones, Pradana, Skoltons, Bruce, Guard Stig. This is the guy I'm voting for, because he has Stig in his name. And if you're going to be a racing driver and you're going to have Stig in your name, like, you've got to do well, right? That just seems obvious. We've got a nice little clump up here from, I think, about Hudson down to Jones. Jones putting in a decent performance, staying up with some of these fast boys. Hughes not far ahead of them either, so could see some action here. The problem with Brands Hatch obviously being that it's not a great place to have a ton of overtaking. Perhaps going into the first corner we'll see a little bit. Got a bit of Joseph just pushing up to Hudson here, slightly. I love that wide view as you're coming up to the cane. A little bit wide there from the Aston Martin, but the McLaren wasn't quite pushing hard enough to manage to get ahead. Oh, real close here. We've got two Porsches going down there. Oh, cut Porsche just gets absolutely mugged around the outside. That's Matamona. Obviously, Matamona will be a good person to look out for, because Matamona's going to be absolutely storming up this field now, being the second fastest guy on the... Oh yeah, I am going to make sure to reiterate multiple times throughout every stream I do. Apologies to everyone who I absolutely murder their name. But we're going to see Matamona probably absolutely roaring through the field. Nice little batter of Porsches here, actually. We've got a whole bunch of them real close. Oh, and we've had a big smash from Jurek. Right into the wall. Let's head up towards the front of the field, see what's happening up here. Still got this little sort of pack. It's still pretty, I believe, the same order as we saw before. Most of this is up the back here with Garcia and Daly. I really do hate that Lamborghini with the shiny metallic paint and the green and orange, green and purple. Even it's not a good look. I'm sorry, Garcia. But Daly in his menacing looking Lexus, trying to hunt down the Lamborghini. And out front, Brenning and Hughes, they're sort of just absolutely running away with this. But we'll keep a check on Hughes if he can make any indent into Brenning's lead, but it's not looking like it so far. It looks like they're going to be pretty comfortable out there. Oh, a little bit wide there from Garcia. Putting him under pressure from Daly, but nothing going to happen quite yet. Yeah, Matamona has broken away from the Porsches, taken a few more places from Kastrup and Guerk. Is now up behind Godstig, as I hope that was at least closer. Godstig, who's in a nice, if not ununique, McLaren livery. I do love the shiny, especially seeing it from this side. You can see how it's really noticeable, seeing that shiny Porsche livery. Ferrari in front of them. Oh, and we got a move being made. That was not, cameraman, that was not the angle I wanted. All right, we got the move made. And he's now right on the tail of Van der Heck in the Ferrari. Oh, I hope we could see him move down into the first corner. Oh, around the outside. Big boy move. Really believes he's faster, and rightfully so. He absolutely powers it around the side of that Ferrari. And now we can see the McLaren having a go of it as well. Really smooth little dive up into the hairpin. That was nice. It was clean. Down the bottom of the pack, do we have anything going on? We do not. The little gang of Porsches that was chilling before have sort of spread out. Shout out to my Cup boy, leading this little trail of Porsches. We've got the strange Toro Rosso liveried Mercedes chasing up on these two now. You might have to check in there because it looks like this Ferrari might not quite have the legs around here. Oh, and we've got a spinner. Looks like he was pushed around by Jones, perhaps. I've lost myself a little bit in the order here, so I'm not sure who got spun around, but we'll definitely check that in the replay afterwards. That was unfortunate incident there on lap 5. I should have some sort of note down of when these incidents are if I'm going to go look for them. That's something I'll look into for the future. Further forward, we've still got, it looks like Hughes is slowly falling further behind Brenning, so doesn't look like any huge thing will be made up there. We're not going to have a fight right up at the front like we did in Kyalami, but Garcia is sticking right on the edge of this Audi, so this move could end up being made at any time down here, as Daly and Jones have slipped back a little bit. I'm really getting the timing on that transition there perfectly wrong every time, aren't I? That's a good job. Ooh, right up behind Joseph if we see him going into the front. I'd love to see another dive on here, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think you need to be real close up to make anything happen. We could see if he gets a better run through here. He could go for something into the chicane. It doesn't quite look like anything will happen yet. I'm convinced this is getting closer though. It's 0.4 now. Garcia is pulling it in. And so is Daly, actually. Daly getting a little bit closer as well. Little looksy down further back in the field. We're going to get to see... Looks like a little bit wide there by Bruce in the Jaguar. Gonna let Gorgstig in the McLaren up another place. Job going on there. We've got another quite close thing here. Oh, it looks like just at the last timing line, Gurk was particularly close. Back up to our boys Garcia and Joseph at the front. I think we've clearly got our sort of free areas of the field to look at now for the next 15 minutes of this race. We've got this little triplet at the front where something exciting could happen. We have your Porsche boy, Matamona, who's going to be pulling his way up the field, has made absolute pace up to 9th now from starting in the pits last. And then we have Gorgstig, who also seems to be cutting his way through a few places down here. And there's a little tight... Oh, we've had someone... An off of his own there. From, it looks like the Jaguar of Bruce, I believe that was. Yes, it was Bruce. Now, is the a little bit wide there from Ferrari. That could bring... Nah, it's not going to. I'm not going to overhype you. Oh, or am I? No. I was right. I was right to not overhype it the first time. Mercedes is... Oh, just as I was about to praise him for sticking close to the back of this Ferrari, and the stable Ferrari comes out ahead. Matumona looks like he has a long way to go before he gets to anyone else to overtake now. Yeah, he's got a couple seconds down the road to get to anyone, unfortunately. And Garcia is falling back from Joseph as well. Hold on, what's happened here? Has there been some sort of big incidente? Or is this an overtake? Oh, has Hughes fallen down the order? It looks like Hughes might have had an absolute nightmare. Because we go to the front, we got Brenning, then we got Hudson now. With Joseph catching up to him daily. Schultz and the Lexus even now. Before the McLaren. And where's our Lamborghini friend gone? Garcia is in the pits. Giving out the big erg in chat. Giving out the big erg in chat. We missed something there. Lap 8. That's another one I'm going to have to note down to look up. 5 and 8, boys. Mish, give me a 5 and 8 in the chat so I don't have to remember this.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
So whatever happened there absolutely threw this race, or what we thought was going to happen in this race, to pieces. Hudson now is this person in second, a huge 11 seconds behind Brenning. That's crazy. Oh, the pits. Damn you pits, always doing this to me. He's so far behind, he's so far ahead now that until Hudson has crossed the line, like, because Brenning hits the line before Hudson hits the last checkpoint on the lap, it's saying Hudson's a lap down now, which is that's a lead from Brenning. Shout out to this guy. This guy's getting banned for being too quick real soon. So have we got anyone close up now? Starting to get a bit confusing because we have some lapped cars here. Maybe let's go to the relative. Garcia is now a lapped car. Oh, so bad. I feel so bad for Garcia. Unlucky. Got a few more people. Are they in the middle here with these Porsches? No, they're not. They're just the closest people on the lap now. Okay, I think it's just Garcia that's in the big lap. Oh, and he's in the big wall as well. Poor boy. Schultzen up into 6th though. Matumona into 7th. Still a little while behind Schultzen, but he's cut that down a lot. When we last looked at this timing, he was 5 seconds, I think, behind Schultzen, and now he's only 3. So Matsumona continuing to be rapid. He's got his target in his sight now. Leon's coming up to past Kastrup, who I believe is being lapped here. We definitely have a bigger gap in this lobby between the top split guys and the bottom split guys in here, it seems. I don't remember too many people getting lapped last time. No Merc in the field. There is a Merc in the field. He has a horrible Toro Rosso looking livery. There he is, Gork. Here's your Merc going on. He's in 10th place. He did spin into the wall at one point. He was a little bit higher up. He was right behind... Who was he chasing? He was chasing... Oh no, I think he's actually got pretty much back into his position, because I believe it was Van der Heck in the red Ferrari. Yeah, who he was chasing. He was right behind him, looking like he was going to make a move. And then just absolutely threw it into the wall just after the chicane at Druids. Bruce looking to climb back up the field after he did the same thing, threw it into the wall in the third sector. Up behind my boy Gorgestig, who is still in 11th, hasn't really been able... He was pushing his way up the field for a little bit there, but he hasn't really been able to make many big moves for a while, and he now has this Jaguar right on his tail, who was much further up before, and so we can expect to be a little bit quicker, even if his name is not Stig. Going round the outside into the first corner, but doesn't quite have the move like we saw Matsumona having earlier. Oh, it looks like trying that move a little bit too early maybe bit Bruce there. He was trying to go around into the first corner, but did not quite manage it. Am I saying Gwerk's name horribly wrong? Or is Gwerk a she and I called her a he? Jewel, actually. Shout out to Jewel. Still, the furthest forward of the Porsches. In the Cup Porsche. Well, not the furthest forward of the Porsches, but the furthest of that sort of group of Porsches around the back. Okay, we're getting round to the front of the lap again, which seems like the place to make a move if you're going to do one. Bruce with a huge run this time. That's mega. Passed even before the turning. Absolute smooth sailing. Good job there from Bruce. Was I just saying Gwerk's name horribly wrong? So Bruce gets to start talking of Gwerk. Oh, I see. Yes. I know. Him. Gwerk is back onto the back of Van der Heck. So this time we just need him not to bin it like he did last time. He's clearly got the pace. But it's a terrible track to overtake on here. This could be where he makes it up at Druids, but he's a little bit too far behind to do it right now. This is where he spun last time. Oh, see, a little bit tentative around there. He's clearly remembered what happened to him last time. Have a quick look up the front, see what's happening. We've still got... oh god, this is where it gets confusing because we have so many lapped cars now. And there we go. Finally back up to Brenning, who is about to lap the Porsche of Yule, which is quite incredible. He is lapped all the way up to 14th place, as we see. Nice move there by the Astons of Martin to take Zurich. Oh, poor boy. Poor boy accidentally binned it. We got down to Hudson. Joseph and Hughes have got a lot closer together than they were last time I saw them. Although Hughes is... oh, Hughes had that accident with the Lamborghini. And so he's... they're not racing for position. We then got Daly still sticking it out in the Lexus. Matumona up to 6th. There's Garcia, who has also been lapped after the incident. And here we have Gork. It looks like he's fallen a little bit behind of the Ferrari now. Didn't have the greatest lap there. Must have made a mistake at some point. See the Ferrari just up the hill from there. Bruce hasn't made a huge impact on him yet. So running back up the field. Pradana, who I think has had a pretty lonely race because I've just got to this point. I don't recognise his livery and I had no idea how to say his name, which means he has not had a very exciting race by the looks of it, just sort of chilling around in 8th. Schultz in his lovely menacing looking Lexus up in 7th, just behind Matamona, so it looks like he's been Matamona's latest victim. Matamona now has to push up towards Jones, and he is right there. He can see Jones down the road. Jones has had a much cleaner race this time at Brands than he did last time. Daly coming up to lap Zurich. Oh, I was literally clicking the wrong button. Good job, Gareth. Good job. There we can see. Let's get the back cam. Just about see the Porsche coming in from behind. How far do we have to go back to get to Van der Herk and Gork? Unfortunate, man. It looks like Mercedes, after falling back, needs to find a little bit of pace again to catch up with the Ferrari. It doesn't look like there are anything too close down the back of the field, so he can stay in the front for now. Main people to look at are those two in the Ferrari and the Mercedes, and then Matamona here. Jones and Matamona actually having to deal with back markers now. It is a short lap on Brands, so even though it's not a long race, out of all the races we have, this is the one where you most expect to have trouble with back markers. Also being a terrible place to overtake makes it a little bit worse. Oh, big slide there from Matamona, but the boss holds it. Just drifting for the fans, casually. And he's still making up time on the slow on Jones. We'll see when he comes over the next timing line, which I believe will be pit straight. If that drift really did lose him a lot of time, but It looks like a little bit more than 2 seconds to me. It's a little bit... It's on the higher side of 2 rather than the lower side. And this, I believe, will be the last lap for Jones and Matamona as we bang ahead. Head. Oh, there we go. We got our leader Brenning on his last lap, coming through to take the win. A huge amount in front of anyone else. He has lapped all the way up to 11th now. So he has lapped half the field. Mega dive from Brenning. Way too good to be in this race. "18 seconds ahead of Hudson in second. And we have the winner. So if we have a look back, Hudson and Joseph, they are actually racing for position here. Joseph in the last bits of these laps have really caught up, but not going to be enough coming over the lap now. What other stories do we have? Jones and Matamona. Matamona, so close in the first 2 sectors of this lap, has made up a whole second on Jones. But it's just not going to quite be enough. Mega drive from Matamona coming from the pit lane to finish 6th and right behind 5th place. Who else did we have? A lot of these guys have already finished, unfortunately, because they were on the lap behind. Oh, Van der Hoek and Gork are still going at it. Oh, whoops. There we go. Van der Hoek and Gork. Gork did it on the last lap. Holy. Good job. After chasing that Ferrari for, I've got to say, most of the entire race, your boy pulls it off. So is that everyone being on here now? So we're gonna hit that save replay button. And we're going to have a look at that, man. We're going to find some of these incidents. No problem, my friend. What was it? Hamish noted these down for me. 5 and 8. So lap 5. What was the incident on lap 5 that we wanted to look at? A little bit of a fight going on in here. A little bit off from Daly, but that all seems fine. I think it was further back down the field, wasn't it? I remember someone being spinning on this lap. They said we should look at. Have a look if anyone just falls down a load of positions rapidly at any point. Thank you for following, Madame Minsman. I wasn't concentrating enough there, I was busy. Gonna check the timing tower, see if I notice anyone fall horribly between sections. Grostig fell a bit there, but that was just Matsumona passing him. Matsumona's gonna pass people. Thank you for following, Navy Flipper Hun. Oh, was it Schultzen there? Oh, there we go. Here's our incident that we were looking for. It was Pradana in his black Ferrari. Oh, that camera loves doing that to me. Little wheel on the grass. Big spin into the barrier. Unlucky.
Green light. Give it all you can.
Okay, it doesn't. It wants me to go back into the menus to look at the replay, which I guess is fair enough technically, right? I guess. I guess this is fair enough. Play spectator at Brands Hatch. So where were we? We were right near the end of the lap with Pradana. Oh yeah, I think we saw what happened here, right? We saw what happened with it. Yeah. Would have been a little bit earlier on, I think. It was just after here, I think, right? No, this is lap 4, I'm an idiot. It was here. And here we go. Here's the moment. Or is it here? Am I an idiot? I might still be an idiot. There we go. It was just here. So coming around this part where the camera does not want to show us. That little wheel on the grass. That was such a tiny amount of wheel on the grass as well. Really unlucky. Good job of Schultzen to miss it. Lap 8 was our other incident. Can't remember what lap 8 was. I think lap 8 might have been the big one with Garcia and Hughes and all this. But I cannot actually remember. Okay, we got to see a few rearward spinnies going on. Oh, see, yeah, lap 8 really long for Garcia. Oh, big off there. If we look from behind him, coming up towards the left-hander of, I can't remember the name of any of the corners past the first sector. Just not quite braking enough. Trying to get on the power a little bit too early maybe. Off onto the grass and then just tries to keep it in too much. Not going to happen for you there, unfortunately. Garcia losing a lot of places. But here is the other part of that we also missed. That was Hughes. Hughes on the same straight as this, making his own huge mistake. He's fine up to here. Oh, and just tail out. Can't collect it. Straight into the wall. Giving Hudson second place. Giving Joseph third. Giving, not even Garcia, giving Daly the next place. Oh! 2 cars having to dodge there. And then I think this is where he pits, right? This lap? Yeah, that's the lap he pits. Okay. So, unless there's anything else that anyone particular in the race wants to watch, gonna have a look around for some people and see if they have particularly long laps. Garcia has this long one, obviously. Yeah, if anyone else, oh, unlucky. If anyone has anyone they want to watch, holler at me. If not, oh, just a little bit too hard in. Unlucky there. If anyone has anyone they want to watch, I will check out Matumona. I'm gonna watch Matumona's race on like high speed because there's a lot to watch in that race. So this is Garcia's, yeah, so we don't need to watch that again. Daily. No one looks like they had particularly awful setups. So, let's have a quick watch of Matumona. So here's Matumona on the grid. Looking all confident. Highest we can do is ×2 to still get sound. Doesn't click drive. Has to watch the rest of the field roaring past him before he's allowed to join the race. And to watch this at any reasonable speed, we're going to have to lose the sound, unfortunately. But already on the first lap, and he's caught up to some of the slower boys at the back. Free place there as the first Porsche goes off. absolutely outbreaks the Cup Porsche there. And this is no surprise that he's making this look like AI, because this is the second fastest guy on the track here. It looks like AI, mate. It's mental. He's up to 15th already, and we're coming to the end of lap 2. So he's coming up to Gorek in the Mercedes. Ooh, a little bit scary there on such an outbreak. Got to be careful when you're going up against people who are a little bit slower. Gorek having to brake a little bit early because he's offline there. Not quite sure how much earlier, and overjudges it slightly. We got a few seconds more until he catches up to here. This is where we got to watch him doing his work. Oh, a little bit of mistake there. Not quite getting up there as fast as he'd hoped. But following now the McLaren of Gordstig. Straight through there. Beautiful overtake. Onto this Ferrari. And then we get the double overtake later on, I believe, towards the chicane. I think Matamona takes him at the first lap. Yeah, that's true. Depends what you got the AI on. I was thinking of Gran Turismo AI. But beautiful pair of overtakes here. Really nice, just confident around the outside. And then also from Gordstig, just putting it really neatly down the inside on the chicane. Good job. So now we're back into this big push. He had a couple of seconds to make up until he got to Bruce. These are all the ones that we missed because we were looking at what had happened out. Ooh! This is exactly what me and Jones had. Exactly what me and Jones had in the last Brands race. Just coming in there with a little bit more speed than Bruce had. Can't quite judge the braking correctly and just nudges him in the booty. Now got the big drag out here, better braking in that corner too. Is he going to go for it on this corner? Or is he going to leave it? It looks like he's going to have to give it up to Bruce here. Oh, and Bruce outbrakes himself. Poor boy Bruce outbrakes himself. Doesn't lose too much time out of it, but loses the place to Matamona. Although to be fair, I think we could all assume that was coming with how rapid Matamona's been. So he's up on to the back of this Ferrari here. A little bit close there going around. Close on both sides of the road there, but pulls it off. Now he's got 6 seconds to make up until he gets to Schultz. Did he ever get Schultz? I think he did. It was Jones that he was close to when we were looking at the last lap, wasn't it? So 6.8 behind. 7.4, 7.3, 5, 3. Oh, is that the place? Hold on. What happened there? Oh, just the McLaren of Hughes going off. So that's where he got Hughes. Oh, and end of lap 10. What happened to Hughes? Because Hughes was really up there as well, right? Oh, yeah. He had the... Yeah. See, that's how much of a sieve my brain is. I'd forgotten that. We just literally looked at that a little while ago. So, how close is he to Schultz still? 4 now. 4.8. 4, 3. Was that him? No. Nope, he's still behind Schultz. That was someone else. That was someone he was lapping going off. 2 behind Schultz. 1 behind Schultz. And now we've got him right up behind Schultz, going for the inside here, just so fast. This isn't even a overtaking a slow person here. That was Schultz, right? That is Schultz. Yeah, that is Schultz. Now he's coming up behind the Aston Martin of Martins, I believe that is. Oh, goes a little bit wide there. Almost let Schultz back up in, but still sometimes still somehow has the legs on him. Aston Martin very, very correctly gets out of the way of the faster cars. Whoops. And now he's 8 seconds off Jones. And we see that unfortunately he doesn't manage to get Jones for the whole race. Unfortunate. And does he get close? He's within 2 here. And then he's within 2 here still. 2.3 here, 2.6 here. This is where he did the drift, right? Was this the drift? Was the drift before? There's the drift. Right, this is something we need to have a look up in a nice close angle camera. Is it up here? I hope it's this corner, otherwise I slowed it down way too early. That right there is a perfect camera angle for the video game to make us miss the entire drift. I think this is it, right? Alright, turns in. Loses the back a bit. Ooh. Has to just catch it there. Let's see it from his perspective. Oh, counter stick, counter stick. Oh, lovely. Good job. Good job. And unfortunately, that was what really stopped him from getting anything, because we come back to him later. And that was only as far forward as Jones had got. A couple more laps and he could have made it happen.